Right now at 6, the snow is starting to melt, and with several days of above freezing temperatures ahead, this could be just the beginning. Plus, the state legislature preparing several new laws in response to a string of sexual assault reports within the National Guard. And later, a day after J.J. Watt announced his retirement from the NFL, we hear from former Badger teammates about the legacy he leaves in Madison. This is News 3 Now at 6. And thanks for joining us tonight. What a difference a couple days can make. Earlier this week, we were seeing wind chills below zero, and today temperatures were back up near 40 degrees. And just last night, we spoke with the Department of Natural Resources. With these warmer conditions expected to stick around for a bit, they had a warning for anyone looking to go out on the ice. They said current ice conditions are not favorable and will only deteriorate further as the week goes on. So how warm are we expecting it to get, and for how long? Julian C. right now with our firstborn forecast.
Well, Eric, we already got about 21 degrees warmer than we were yesterday, just a couple hours ago. And for right now, the change is still about 18-degree difference for us here in Madison. And we're going to be stable, but many areas around southern Wisconsin saw 20 to 22, 23 degrees of an increase over the last 24 hours. It just goes to show you the difference that one day has made for us here in southern Wisconsin. And we are going to continue to see those temperatures stay rather within well above seasonable for this time of year, which will create more deterioration for those icy conditions on the lakes. Looking ahead, temperatures will slide just a bit, but we're going to be mainly into the middle and upper 30s throughout the overnight hours. And as we head into tomorrow morning, expect some patchy fog to rise. And on top of it, we are going to see those temperatures back into the 40s once again. Wind gusts are mainly to the southern areas for Monroe and for Janesville, from 18 miles per hour for Monroe and about 23 miles per hour for Janesville. And our wind chills, just a little bit added flair for us here in Madison. Feels like it's 34 degrees. It's not too bad as of right now, which is good news since those breezy conditions were really making things have a chill effect over the last couple of days. Now, as we take a look at temperatures right now, 38 degrees in Madison, 43 for Janesville, and about 37 for Platteville. Tonight, again, we're going to start to see those lower 40s throughout much of southern Wisconsin, so it's going to be a very mild night in comparison to what it typically is for this time of year. We'll talk about how long these mild temperatures can stick around and a quick little preview of the New Year's forecast in just a few moments. Until then, back to you, Eric.
Julian, thank you. And while we're thawing out a bit, the travel trauma continues for airline passengers around the country. Southwest Airlines canceled around 2,500 more flights today, upwards of 60% of its schedule. And its inability to bounce back has drawn the attention of the government. It's now under federal investigation. Most carriers have recovered from the storm's disruptions, but Southwest says its outdated scheduling software is partly to blame and promised to double down on upgrading its systems. And check out this video from Buffalo, New York. The New York State Police using that skid steer, which they call the Rook, to literally pick up and move vehicles that won't start. That area has been under a driving ban as crews continue to clear the record-breaking snowfall from the streets. And also today, Buffalo's airport reopened for the first time since last week. It was initially shut down on Friday afternoon, just reopened at 11 this morning. The airport has been recognized as one of the best, if not the best, in the nation at battling winter weather. New video tonight. Homes along Lake Erie are frozen in time, caked in thick ice following the blizzard in that region. Days of high winds and waves from the lake making homes almost unrecognizable. This footage was captured at Crystal Beach, which is located in Ontario, Canada. More local news now in Rock County, where the medical examiner has identified the woman whose body was recovered from the Rock River last week. 54-year-old Billy Lynn of Chicago drowned after breaking through the ice on the river last Friday. It happened in the town of Rock near South Edgewater Drive. That incident remains under investigation. And another active investigation underway, this one in Dane County, where officials say a man slid off a snow-covered road in the town of Dunkirk, crashing into the Yahara River. Today, the medical examiner says 45-year-old Jacob Clevin of Stoughton crashed into the river Christmas Eve and died from his injuries at the scene. The Wisconsin National Guard has faced criticism for how it has handled reports of sexual assault and harassment, and now a legislative committee has recommendations on what to do next. Our political reporter Will Keneally joins us from the state capitol with more. Will?
So, Eric, the committee is making a series of recommendations of changes to how the National Guard operates. That includes an annual report that the Guard must provide state lawmakers on the number of incidents and policy changes related to sexual misconduct. The bills would also align the state's military code of justice with the federal uniform code of justice. Representative Tony Kurtz, who chairs the committee, says that the legislation is a good first step.
I think collectively, one thing you got out of the committee is we don't want this to happen again. I don't think any citizen in the state wants it. I know the Guard doesn't want this to happen again.
He says that the transparency into the Guard that these bills call for help provide some confidence that this won't happen again. Now, these bills are still in draft form, and they're likely to be introduced when the state legislature starts its new session next week. This also has bipartisan support, including from the governor. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. And Governor Evers today announcing a program designed to combat homelessness and opioid addiction. The Recovery Voucher Program will use $2 million to provide affordable, safe, and stable housing to homeless people who have been diagnosed with opioid use disorder. It will be funded by part of the money the state received from the National Prescription Opiate Litigation, a nationwide settlement reached with 3 major pharmaceutical distributors for their roles in the opioid abuse epidemic. Well, new details tonight. State taxpayers spent about $76,000 to fund a DNR policy board member's legal fight to remain on the board after his term had expired. That's according to new reporting from the Wisconsin State Journal. Fred Prane was first appointed by Governor Scott Walker back in 2015, but then refused to step down after Governor Evers was elected. Attorney General Josh Call sued to have him removed, but the Republican-leaning Supreme Court sided with Prane, saying he could stay on. Then just last week, Prane announced he is resigning effective this Friday, saying now, quote, "Now is the time for me to move on." Applications for the City of Madison's 2023 Neighborhood Grant Program are now open through February 20th. Neighborhood associations and other groups can apply for a grant to improve their neighborhood or organizations.
That was really the basis for it, was we saw the grant opportunity and we said, people want to be around people again, and people want to connect with each other. And now we've kind of had a lot of turnover in the area, and people don't know each other. And so we wanted to provide the opportunity for people to connect and meet other people who want to help as well.
Now, the goal of the grants is to help fund projects that enhance the community or help groups that support neighborhoods. The city typically gives out about $25,000 in grants, with each recipient being awarded $1,000 to $5,000. Work on a massive solar farm in Rock County is now complete. Alliant Energy says the 50-megawatt North Rock solar project, located in the town of Fulton, features almost 120,000 solar panels over 473 acres. The farm is expected to generate power for about 13,000 homes and bring about $6 million in combined shared revenue payments to the town and county. Construction on the site started back in 2021. One of the greatest Badger football players ever announced that at the end of this season, he is retiring from the NFL. J.J. Watt will leave a legacy both here in Madison and all across Wisconsin, both on and off the field. Our Andrew Banstra spoke to one of his Badger teammates about the impact Watt had on the program, but also the state. Andrew?
Eric, J.J. Watt lived every Wisconsin kid's dream. He was the star of the show at Camp Randall and won 3 NFL Defensive Player of the Year awards, from donating millions of dollars to hurricane victims when he played in Houston and taking the Badgers brand to new heights. His work ethic and former teammates say he did it the right way, the Wisconsin way.
J.J. Watt announced on Tuesday that he's retiring from football at the end of the year. One of the greatest Badgers to ever play had a long road to the top, though. After his freshman year of college, he gave up a scholarship at Central Michigan to walk on at Wisconsin, his home school.
I think he worked for Pizza Hut or Papa John's delivering pizzas just to pay for his first semester.
Brendan Kelly was right there with him on the defensive line. He says the weight of Pewaukee was on J.J.'s shoulders, but nothing was stopping him.
It's not just a coincidence that the Badgers ended up going to 3 Rose Bowls, having a lot of successful years, winning Big Ten titles and stuff like that.
As he burst onto the scene as one of the nation's best players, some would get a big ego, not JJ.
He wasn't just trying to say, this is all for me. He was a true teammate. He wanted the best for what was for the team. And a lot of the time, the best thing for the team was JJ doing what JJ does, because he's a playmaker. He's a phenomenal athlete.
He single-handedly raised the bar for Wisconsin football. Brendan says that passion multiplied in the locker room and has exponential impacts on the program to this day.
And JJ is the absolute epitome of a guy that was overlooked in high school, went to a smaller D1 college, walked on because he wanted to follow a dream, earned a scholarship, went in to essentially be an all Big Ten, All-American, gets drafted in the first round, goes to the Pro Bowl.
The 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year will go down as one of the best to ever do it. and he did it all the Wisconsin way.
You look at a guy like that and you're like, yeah, that sums up what it means to be a Wisconsin guy. And JJ did it in an unbelievable way.
In Madison, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now. Watt's Arizona Cardinals have already been eliminated from the NFL playoffs. After the final 2 games of his NFL career, he'll start his new job, raising his newborn child.
Andrew, thank you. And still ahead at 6, the Mega Millions jackpot growing again after no one won the jackpot last night. And a closer look at why egg prices are going through the roof. This is News 3 Now at 6.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
End the year right with new furniture during Steinhaffel's year-end sale. Get store-wide savings of 35 to 50%. And with Steinhaffel's 72-month financing, your new furniture and mattresses are more affordable than ever. Steinhaffel's has something for every style and budget. Now's the time to save big on your new furniture, mattresses, and home decor. Shop in-store at our beautiful showrooms or shop from home online at steinhaffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhaffel's.
Prices slashed further at Denny's Jewelers Retirement Sale. Now save up to 65% off store-wide. All must go. All bridal jewelry, all colored stone rings, all silver jewelry, all pearls, all diamond bracelets and pendants. Absolutely every finished piece is up to 65% off. Pete, Denny, and family are saying thank you, Middleton, for 40 years of support. Join them for their retirement celebration. Pete Denny is retiring, and Denny's Jewelers Retirement Sale is in progress. Prices slashed further. Now save up to 65% off. All must go. 1903 Cuyahoga Street, Middleton.
Why get the updated COVID-19 vaccine? Because life's a little better when we're all boosted. It's the best way to protect yourself from COVID-19's most serious effects, especially if you're over 50 or have a weaker immune system. Give your health a boost. Find the updated COVID-19 vaccine near you at dhs.wisconsin.gov/vaccine.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. It is a necessary item for many people to pick up at the store, but as you scan the aisles, you may want to limit your expectations. The price for eggs, that's near record highs, and the president of the Wisconsin Grocers Association says this year's deadly avian flu has been reducing poultry flocks on top of inflation that continues to be a problem for many shoppers. The recommendation is to follow similar strategies to what people did during the pandemic, being creative with resources available during a time where it can be harder to get these items. No winner emerged in last night's Mega Millions jackpot drawing, so that means some lucky ticket buyer has a chance of winning the $640 million top prize in Friday's final Mega Millions drawing of 2022. The lottery said the jackpot will be the largest Mega Millions prize ever offered in the final week of the year. The Mega Millions jackpot has topped $600 million just 5 times in its more than 20-year history. Members of the House of Representatives had their staff will no longer be able to use TikTok on electronic devices managed by the House. Lawmakers and staff members who have the app on a House mobile device must uninstall it. An internal notice announcing that change identified TikTok as, quote, high risk to users due to a number of security risks. Separately, the government is expected soon to ban TikTok from all federal devices. More to come tonight at 6. When we come back, we'll hear from a couple of local organizations doing something good, one even getting national attention. And later, after what has been a bitterly cold end to 2022, we're finally seeing some relief as we enter the new year, and Julian will have his full forecast next.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year!
We
asked people to give their honest feedback on how wrinkles around their eye area and under-eye puffiness looked after trying Tint and Tighten for the first time.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of, you just cover up and conceal things. But with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone. So you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see when you wear foundation.
40s is a bit of a shocker for me because 40s, I noticed the skin under my eye is getting very loose. And then 50s hit, and I'm 54, and I really noticed the difference in the firmness of my skin here, and especially here. I'm glad there's products like Tint and Tighten out there so that I can just put this on and not worry about what I didn't do in my 40s, my 30s, and my 20s, and it looks like I always have. It's a pleasure, and it's actually a gift for anyone.
Tint and Tighten shrinks under-eye puffiness, smooths out wrinkles and fine lines around the eye area, and provides tinted coverage to hide dark circles and skin imperfections, making you look fresh and younger. Tint and Tighten is the only cosmetic that blends a beautiful tinted cream to cover uneven skin tone and dark circles with silicate technology that smooths out under-eye puffiness and wrinkles, making the skin around your eye area look flawless for up to 8 hours.
I will be turning 59 in June of this year. Using Tint and Tighten, for me, I'm actually very confident right now that my wrinkles won't be as obvious. It is giving me the support that I think reminds me that I'm at my best right now.
Finally, there's a tinted eye cream to cover dark circles and uneven skin tone. And since Tint and Tighten works in 10 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours, you can look your best without getting injections or fillers. Get beautiful, lightweight, tinted coverage, plus that smoother, younger, wrinkle-free look from years past in 10 minutes. A look that will make you feel beautiful and confident. Try it this new year for only $19.95. Plus, get free shipping and handling. Visit tintandtighten.com or call the number on your screen.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year!
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Making news as far away as Japan. A local act of kindness is getting some international attention. Tahlil Mohideen shares how the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County's Pay It Forward campaign is now inspiring others. Tahlil?
Eric, helpers with the Boys and Girls Club spent hours going over applications to make sure the people who need the help the most are supported. And while they don't do it for the attention, the exposure brings in more donations for our community.
Yeah, so we've been doing this for 13 years in Madison.
In more than a decade of paying it forward, never has the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County's campaign gotten this kind of attention.
It's just absolutely amazing.
A $1,000 tip.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
For a Sun Prairie waitress making headlines all over the world.
They're covering this in Tokyo, in Canada, in cities all across the United States.
On top of the massive tip, they've given away a car, bought hundreds of gifts for kids, helped people pay rent, and sent families on shopping sprees, all people in need. Local club president and CEO Michael Johnson says his team, like volunteer Corinda Rainey Moore, has been working hard over the holiday season, so he's grateful they're getting some recognition.
Almost every year he asks me to do something.
And every year she says yes.
For people to put themselves out like that and be vulnerable, to ask for help, to me that takes a lot of courage to be able to do that, but it also shed light on how people are really struggling.
For Rainey Moore, reading the hundreds of applications that came in really put things in perspective. As for what she thinks of the headlines,
I'm glad people are noticing, but I also hope that people don't let it just stop here.
And it seems the extra attention has already inspired many to get on board.
I'm getting emails from people all over the country saying, I want to do this at my local Boys and Girls Clubs. I want to do this in Chicago or Phoenix or in New York City. It's amazing what you all have done. And so I'm glad that it's resonating with people.
The Boys and Girls Club leaders also want to remind people they don't need to wait until Christmas to give. They run the Pay It Forward campaign year-round. In fact, the need in our community is so great that they're encouraging more people to donate. We'll have information on how you can do that on our website on channel3000.com.
Great story. Thank you, Tahlil. The warm-up underway. Let's go to Julian Seawright with his certified most accurate forecast. Julian?
And we've been showing this the last couple of days, the CPC of a graphic that is going to be showing just how warm we're going to see in terms of the forecast over the next about 6 to 10 days. And as we get into the first week of January, we are still looking at temperatures to be well above seasonable for this time of year, or well above average is the easier way to see it. And that's not just for the upper Midwest. It's going to be for the eastern side of Wisconsin as well. Now let's go ahead and dive into things, because since we are looking at milder temperatures, it's going to start to finally melt off some of that snow and the ice that's been sticking around for us. It's also going to be a good time for us to finally get a car wash, which we all know we need, especially with all the salt that has been stuck on the cars. Now, we could see a couple of opportunities of some showers later into the week, which we'll get to in just a moment, but still, it's best to just get that salt off. Our 3 things we'll need to know. We're looking for still breezy conditions. Winds will still be on around the breezy category throughout the next couple of days. But as we head into those next few days, temperatures are also still going to be 40s, especially for the rest of the week. As we go into shower chances, it's going to be ahead of the new year, but we could start to see a little bit of some shower opportunities once we get into our Thursday afternoon and evening side as well. Now, we had that warm front which moved its way into the upper Midwest, brought plenty of nice temperatures for us here in southern Wisconsin and for the upper Midwest in itself. It felt like late fall, and for some of us, this heat wave was just what we needed to kind of restart some things for us. Now, as we take a look into the upper northern side of Wisconsin, a little bit of some mixing is going on, but we're not looking at much of precipitation for tonight, and we won't really start to see that change until we get into tomorrow. Tonight it's going to be cloudy, still going to see some breezy winds, but temperatures are going to stay within the lower 40s, upper 30s throughout the overnight. So it's still going to be rather mild, and that's going to carry into our Thursday. Here's what we're seeing for temperatures into the middle 40s, around 47 degrees for us in Madison, and our friends to the eastern side, Milwaukee, looking around 51, with Kenosha around 52 degrees. Now, in terms of us seeing any kind of precipitation, well, we have a couple of opportunities of some isolated showers going into our Thursday. But Thursday morning, as you're heading out the door, temperatures will be in the 40s. It's still going to be a bit breezy, but we could see around noon some pop-up showers just outside of Oregon and to the southeastern side of Dane counties, where we're really going to start to see a bit of those shower action. Now, as we get into around 5 o'clock, not a lot in terms of going to be able to be disruptive for us as we get into our evening commutes, but a couple of areas, especially to the northeast, could see some shower activity, and I'll start to develop a bit more as we get into our Thursday night and carry into the overnight. Temperatures will be the warmest on Friday into the overnight hours, but as we continue throughout Friday, we're going to dip down to some cooler temperatures for us. Now, as we take a look at what we're seeing for our 10-day forecast, planning out the new year, have some opportunity to see it mix at night, but for New Year's Day in itself, it is going to be a quiet one, and temperatures are still going to be above freezing. But be mindful, for Thursday, we are going to be looking at opportunities for some patchy fog to develop, not just for the morning, but for our afternoon. Outside of that, folks, as you see, temperatures are going to stay within the 40s once we are done with the new year. So on top of that, well above our average for this time of year, as we're still into the middle 30s and not going to see the freezing point throughout our daytime hours.
And coming up in sports, Wisconsin crowned kings of the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, and what the win meant to the Badgers. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And if you haven't tried Plexiderm, we've created the best offer yet with our New Year's Plexiderm 10-Minute Challenge. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under-eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. Even the 11 lines between your eyes are visibly gone in minutes. Plexiderm works so well that celebrities in Hollywood and people just like you feel years younger in minutes. This is why I'm letting people try it for only $14.95 this New Year at plexidermtrial.com.
So I've had under eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. I have spent so much money on tons of eye creams, eye gels. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm, and I'm not joking. It works. When I do a collage and everything is done, it looks amazing. That is exactly how Plexiderm makes me feel. I put it on my face, and somehow, some way, I look together, which is amazing. I'm Jackie, and I took the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge, and so should you.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, seriously, honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there, like the bags are gone.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shale rock. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under eye bags and wrinkles in minutes. This new year is the best time to try Plexiderm at our starter price of only $14.95. So if under eye bags make you look tired or feel older, take action this new year and see that younger looking you. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
2022 has been a pretty amazing year in the 608.
Tomorrow, I prove it with a look back at some of my most memorable and amusing adventures.
We are checking out some warmer than average temperatures over the next couple of days, but just how warm tomorrow between 4:30 and 7.
It started later than expected. It ended probably after most of us went to bed, but Wisconsin closed out their season on a high note with a 7-point win over Oklahoma State in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Chase Wolf got the start and led the Badgers to 4 scoring drives, while Braylon Allen and Ches Malusi combined for 193 yards and 2 scores on the ground. And the defense did their job too, forcing 2 turnovers, including a game-sealing pick by Cedric Dort. The best part, this group said Jim Leonard out a winner and started the Luke Fickell era 1-0.
Not really an emotional person, but, you know, just thinking back on everything that we went through, you know, start dating back to the spring with GB and, you know, kind of just the up and downs throughout the season. And, like I said, we ended exactly the way we wanted to. Just happened to get the win.
And the game's winning quarterback has decided to stay for another year in Madison. 5th-year senior Chase Wolf announced he'll be taking advantage of his COVID year and will return to Wisconsin for a 6th year with the program. Against Oklahoma State, Wolf threw for 116 yards and a touchdown and an interception. The reigning holiday face-off champs return to Milwaukee tonight and look to bring back another title to Madison. The Wisconsin men's hockey team opens up tournament play against Lake Superior State. And like last season, the Badgers came up clutch in Pfizer form against Yale. They got an overtime winner to send them to the championship game. And then in the final, UW won in a shootout. And Tony Granato's squad is looking to recreate that late-game magic.
You think about it, an NCAA hockey season, there aren't little championships along the way unless you play in a tournament. So there's a chance to win something. And, you know, we went into it last year with that in mind, saying, hey, we got a great opportunity. You know, we got home fans here. We're playing Pfizer Forum. This is where the Bucks won. You got a chance to win a tournament in the middle of the season. It's special. And, you know, it's something that should carry on for a long, long time.
Puck drops at 7:30.
All right. Zach, thanks. Final check. Julian?
Well, things are going to stay rather warm for this time of year. We're going to be seeing 40s, 30s, and may even see a shower once we ring in the new year.
All right. Thanks for joining us for News. You're now at 6. Have a great evening. We'll be back tonight at 10.